Hey guys, my name is Oscar Frank and this is my tech backpack. Within it are the gadgets I use every day, call it the tech I carry every day or my everyday carry-on. And in this video, I think I'm just going to share with you guys what's in my tech backpack. And so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Starting with my backpack of choice, this is the Herschel Pop Quiz 22-liter backpack. It comes in different sizes and colors, but this was basically the one I found not to be really shouty. And the reason I didn't go with the other tech backpacks out there, the ones that have the solar panels and USB ports, is because I just didn't want something that screamed that I have tons of tech or tons of thousands of dollars of tech in a backpack. I got this for around $80 and you can get it for between 50 to 60,000 naira here in Nigeria. Meanwhile, I'll have the best prices for everything I mentioned in this video on screen. So I've had this backpack for a little over 2 years now, if not 3 years. It's pretty much basic, but it is of great quality and compact in size. Now let's crack this bad boy open to see what we have in this backpack. Now the first thing you get to see here would be my computing device of choice, and that's a 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro. I haven't reviewed this device or this MacBook Pro on this channel, but if you guys want to see a dedicated video for this, like a long-term kind of review, let me know in the comment section below. So it's 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, and it runs on the Apple Silicon chip. I don't know if you guys can see this here. Now, I don't do my major video editing on this MacBook Pro. I barely do. Now, some of the cuts for my videos start from here before they end up on the custom built PC in the studio here for coloring and completion of the projects. But this is basically my programming and coding machine when I'm not here in the studio, I'm out somewhere working. So the next tech item you would find here would be my tablet of choice, which is the 11-inch M1 iPad Pro. Of course, I wasn't going to get the 13-inch iPad Pro since I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro. So I basically think that the 11-inch is the perfect tablet size for a lot of people, especially if you're not like a professional artist. Now, to get the most out of this iPad Pro, you would need to get the Apple Pencil, which I have here. How to do that stuff? Yeah, which I have here, and the Apple Magic Keyboard. This one here. Battery life on this thing is wonderful, just like it is on the MacBook Pro. This has become my media consuming device. 80% of the time, I respond to my emails from this iPad Pro. I write down my video script with this. I design my video thumbnails, hence the Apple Pencil, and also game with this guy. Speaking of gaming, I have the PS5 DualShock controller in my backpack, which I used to game with this iPad Pro. You honestly want to game with this right here, paired with the iPad Pro, and this is actually on another level. If you do not own the PS5, you could easily get this controller for around 40,000 naira or $80 and take advantage of the gaming prowess of the iPad Pro. Now let's get done with these parts of the backpack before we move over to other sections. And okay, this little pouch here houses my cables, different types of cables, you know, the USB-C, Ethernet cable, micro USB, USB type A. I don't know if you guys can see this. All the essential cables I might run into needing when I'm out there in the wild. And I think I got this pouch from AliExpress for around $10 like 4 years ago. It's been with me for a long time now. Now let's set this aside. And the other thing you find in this backpack, okay, to this pocket here is a microfiber cloth, you know, to keep your screens and tech in a shiny and sparkly condition. Now the next thing from within this main compartment would be my headphone of choice, which is the Audio-Technica ATH M50X BT Studio Monitor headphones. They can work both in Bluetooth and wired connection, and they have more like the flat frequency response since they are studio monitors. And I actually really do love them. In fact, you can fold these things as shown and position them on your shoulders, or even have them fold like this, yeah, this way, before putting them in their pouch. Now, the only reason I don't really like these headphones would be the fact that it has micro USB connection for charging it up instead of the USB Type-C like I have on other devices around here. Charging this isn't as convenient as charging other devices here for me. Now, speaking of which, I have a 61 watts fast charger, the charger that comes with the M1 MacBook Pro. And this is basically the charger I use to power up all the devices on this table aside these headphones. And that includes my smartphones too. And yes, it is safe. Now let me touch on that a bit. The whole idea of USB-C is to support all charging profiles. So whenever you put or plug in a device to this kind of charger, the device and the charger communicates to get the actual rating for that that's required for that device, and the ideal power profile is then slapped on for use by that device after the negotiation between the charger and the device. So don't worry, you are safe using this as your only charger for all your devices. So this aside, now since we are still talking about power, the other device that powers my devices is the Oraimo Toast 10 PD Pro power bank. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank that has two USB Type-A output ports, a single USB-C port for both input and output, and also a single micro USB port for input. You can get up to 20 watts fast charging, and that's Quick Charge 3.0 support, all thanks to the AnyFast charging technology from Oraimo. And I use this guy to power my devices like my smartphones, headsets or earbuds when I'm running low on power. And this actually does come in handy in those type of situations. You also have this power indicator at the front top right corner, 4 bars to indicate the charge left on it. I ran a couple tests using this guy to charge my iPhone SE from 2020, and in 30 minutes I got 44% on the smartphone. I got around 78% in an hour, and it took 2 hours 2 minutes to get it from 0 to 100, as most smartphones would throttle charge speed at the brim. Now, that was using the Type-A to Lightning connector. I think you should have faster charge speeds depending on the device that utilizes the fast charging speed from the Oraimo Toast 10 PD Pro power bank. There are other variations and offerings in terms of the capacity from Oraimo if the 10,000 milliamp hour battery rating doesn't cut it for you. This power bank retails in Nigeria for around 5,900 Naira, which is roughly $12. Now let's move over to other compartments on this backpack. Let's start with the top or bottom. Let's start with the top. Up here, you get to see my earbud of choice for the day. It actually changes depending on my mood for that day. And today I have the Treblab X3 Pro, some of the best bass heavy sounding earbuds you'd get for around $80 or roughly 50,000 Naira here in Nigeria. They have these ear hooks to them, great for taking to the gym, up to 9 hours playtime, IPX7 rated, aptX support, and comes with USB-C for charging up this earbud. So that aside, here's another microfiber cloth. I always have lots of them in here. Is there any other stuff here? Oh, microfiber. And a guitar pick for playing guitar, and my banking token. And that reminds me, I no longer use wallets. I have the numbers to 2 of my cards at heart, and one of those cards is somewhere in the car. In the case I need to get cash from the ATM, I pretty much have grown to dislike wallets and no longer use them. I might change my mind when I get to buy one of these tiny wallets, you know. Now down here, the first compartment, this one out here with the white zipper, you get to see a couple pens. Yeah, a couple pens, random cheap pens, and yep, there are 3 of 128 gigs capacity flash drives here. I don't know if you guys can notice, 2 here are USB-A to Lightning connectors, meaning you can use them for your iPhones, while this one here is USB-A to USB-C, and that's the one I use for most of my day-to-day activities. I actually don't use this iPhone Lightning connector flash drives for my iPhone, as I converted these 2 into bootable drives, one for Windows 10 and the other for Kali Linux. Some of the other OSs I love aside Mac OS. Now the next compartment here, you'd find, let's see, let me try to get it open. That's difficult. Yeah, you find these cards for the times I want to perform magic tricks. Yeah. Next up is the 500 gig SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD. I use this to hold project that I share between the MacBook and the iPad Pro. Occasionally also sending files to the Windows PC down there. This drive has 400 megabytes read and write speed, quite fast, and also this USB-C and Type-A adapter. So you can use this seamlessly wherever, depending on what's available. The next thing you get to find in this compartment would be the Anker 7-in-1 USB-C hub. This comes in handy in situations where you have to copy files from your SD card or micro SD card to your iPad or MacBook Pro, or say you need to extend your MacBook's display with the HDMI port you find on this thing, or maybe you need some extra Type-C connection. It's just an expansion slot for your USB devices. I kind of regret getting this because I've not even used this one since I got it. Like, I haven't tested it to see if it works. And that's because everything here in the studio actually runs on USB-C, including the main monitor. It has this Thunderbolt port, which is USB-C compatible. Also, my cameras connect directly to the computer when I need to dump my footage, as they both have USB-C connections. I think this is one of those things you own and you know it would come in handy as a lifesaver one of those days when you least expect. Okay, I also have the Apple AirTag in my backpack, so I can easily locate my bag using Siri. And with this, you can track your backpack on the map in the scenario where someone steals your backpack. It also makes a beeping sound when you try to find your backpack. So that's there. I also have it attached to my car keys with this expensive key holder, which I dislike. And yep, you are right. I have the iPhone SE from 2020. It's been my iOS device of choice from launch. And yes, red's my favorite color. And that's the reason I have the Xiaomi Mi 11 as my Android smartphone of choice in red. A very much capable smartphone I've covered on this channel. Yeah, I'm a two-device guy, Android and iOS. There are days when I don't feel like carrying this whole backpack. I just want to go light, and that's where this Mosiso, I think that's what it's called, which goes for around $15, comes in. I just throw in my laptop or tablet here, depending on what activity I have for that day. And I usually won't carry a charger alongside in that type of situation. And another microfiber cloth is in here. So that's been it. What's in my everyday backpack, tech, carry, whatever you call this kind of video. Which of these accessories do you think isn't necessary for my day-to-day activities? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and do not forget to subscribe if you are new here. Also, like this video if you found it entertaining, I think. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Cuídate.